So this is 2 spare tires, 5 continents, 1 car, 1 driver. I'm right here in Morocco, and this is live feed. So I want audience to what is described as Africa's most expensive city. So I decided to drive my car around the world in a relaxed way. So nobody is rushing me, taking my time, and I have really come to appreciate the decision to drive my car around the world. It's the best. I've learned the people, the culture, the food, even the language. I'm beginning to understand a little bit of Arabic. That's not been easy because the only foreign language that I speak is English and Chinese. But it's been fine. So here is Africa's most expensive city. As in Tangier has the biggest city on the entire African continent. Talk about container shipping, and then it has one of the closest connection between and Europe. If you want to travel with your car into Europe, there are ferries that, if I far end is Spain, far end, this is the ocean, the other side of the ocean is Spain. It's just about few kilometers, you are in Spain. If you take the ferry, it will take about, let's say, about 2 hours. Then far end is Spain. Far end, you are in Spain. So it's closest connection between Africa and then Europe. So here a lot of tourists do come here. In fact, the ports where you take the ferry to Europe, I wish that it's a very, very busy place. Busy as in say you see a lot of traffic, cars and vehicles coming from Europe into Morocco. A lot, you see a lot, and some of them you see really want to come and enjoy the adventure here in Morocco. So Tangier is a very nice city, super clean, and Casablanca tends to be quite busy in terms of let's say tourists and business, but here you don't really have a lot of the locals. Most people, them are foreigners, enjoying holidays and then so on and so forth. So it's been an interesting journey. So I have some few challenges that, let's say, some challenges that I've had with this car. When it comes to the original tires, and then because when you have a lower tire like that, some roads are very bad at that. The rim will end up cutting the tire, and the air will come out, and then you will lose the tire. So before I took this the decision to drive my car around the world, I decided to do some few checks and few adjustments to the car. One of them was to change the tires. Now after I changed the tires, then of course each tire has gone up compared to the original one, which was a bit shorter. So each spin of the tire from the crankshaft connecting to the tires and the gearbox, each spin pushes the car a bit ahead than the original size, which was smaller. So one good example is looking at the equator and Earth. You know, the equator is wider away from the center of the planet. So the circumference around the equator is about 40,075 kilometers. I mean 40,075 kilometers, yeah. And then going to the top and the lower hemisphere, each rotational spin, you don't get the same speed all around the planet. The equator is moving at, I mean, about 1,000 miles per hour. That's about 1,600 kilometers per hour. Coriolis force is less. So if you're on the equator, it's one of the best places to live on the planet. So come to the Thai. So then I realized that the speed that I was looking at driving this car, it was not the actual speed. I was going faster than the speed that the speedometer was giving me. So I had issue with some speed limits and how some police. So in fact, in Morocco, it's a different ball game altogether. The police check speed limits so well. They have a lot of speed guns in even places that you don't even expect the police to be. But it's fine because, I mean, when you have police everywhere, it makes you feel safe, you know. And places that I drove to, part of the rural communities, I witnessed a lot of police, present in everywhere. Let me turn the camera so that you see the environment. This is the Marina Bay of Tangier, and the far end is the Medina. And then so most of these hotels and stuff like that. So it's a nice area. So I'll go around the marina, then later on I drive into the city center to show how the city actually is. So I have that issue in relation to the speed. So finally I had to convert my and then also one other issue was that, you know, in America the speed is basically miles per hour, but when you move from the US to other parts, it's kilometers per hour. So if you have to be doing the conversion, then of course anytime your speed changes, you have to calculate the conversion. But I had this Garmin product which is mounted on my windshield, and I'm able to convert miles per hour into kilometers per hour. So it's easy to understand the speed I'm going. Now the Garmin device also gives me the speed that I go, but it uses a GPS satellite, so there's a little latency and how the information is sent to because GPS has to locate the device, and as I move it tells me the speed that I'm going. So it's a kind of communication between those satellites and the device. So there's a little latency, because sometimes when I move, it takes a little second before the adjustment is done, and sometimes when I stop also see a little second before those adjustments is done. But so far I get the right speed from that device, and that's what I rely on, because here is no joke area about speeding. So it's been very interesting, and when it comes to road infrastructure, the Moroccans have done so well. They've done so well. And because I can also relate low accident rate to the effective checking of this police when it comes to their speed and stuff like that, because I haven't really seen much of road accidents in Morocco. I haven't seen much. The only one I witnessed was a motorbike which was hit by a car, and then one car which has its bumper damage. Apart from that, I haven't seen any semi-serious shredders in it, and it's something that is good. So this place is more like a place that like people have a lot of boats and they enjoy sea activities. And some of them could go on the boats for cruising and stuff like that. And then on my left straight, the fence wall you see is a Medina. So the Medina of Tangier is what you see. It has this fence wall. So those days the city were fenced walled against anyone that had the intention of coming to attack anyone. That's how come you see all this structure. It tells an interesting story. If you want to go around the city, and this is one of their mosques. So that's the Medina for you. Straight left. That's the Medina. So here I'm going close to the sea. Very nice view. So I have plans to move from here to Europe. And then while I was, I actually tried to get insurance that will cover my car as I enter Europe, because I understood that from Morocco you can get insurance from some agencies in Morocco. So I went to some few insurance companies, and then most of them, you know, English is a challenge, and I got to know that. So finally I got to know that if you have your car in Morocco and you want to drive your car into Spain, also crossed by ferry into Spain, this is possible. You can get insurance, but the insurance company are saying that they will not issue insurance to a foreign number plate unless the number plate is from Morocco. So it means that when I get to Spain, I can just buy an insurance right from when I exit from the port. So that's one issue that's one thing that I realized here, that if you happen to have your number plate registered here in Morocco, they'll give you what they call the international insurance. Then when you drive to Europe, the insurance cover would work. But if your number plate is not from Morocco, it's an insurance company is saying that they won't give it to you. So unless you get to Europe before you can. When it comes to the street lights, designs is so interesting. Like an old school, but it's beautiful, it's nice. So this side is the ocean. And right, the Medina comes all the way up there. So very soon I'll be crossing to Spain, and I'm going to do, I say I'm going to do every corner said, this is a relaxed tour. I'm not in a rush. Time to understand the behavior of the people, why they do certain things, their life, and anything you can think of. Their driving culture. One thing I've realized, there are some few things that I've realized in Morocco. I've never heard of any vehicle or car coming with loudspeakers. I've never heard it. I've never seen anything like that in Morocco. But some other countries, yeah, people drive and they have loudspeakers playing music. But here the culture is different, totally different. You don't see like people driving with loudspeakers. No, you don't. So let me turn the camera for you to enjoy the road again. But a place like Marrakesh is quite different from the rest of the cities. They had so many like small motorbikes. Right? I mean, motorbikes were so common. So then if you drive, you have to be very careful because the motorbikes, the way they go up and down, and they cross and stuff like that, you have to be very careful when driving. So I've been on the road, been for quite some time, and I did Alaska, and driving to Alaska was something else. I mean, initially when I was going to Alaska, I could, I mean, let's say read a map, all right. But in practical terms, I never imagined the distance as in, I mean, because I didn't know the condition of the road and maybe how fast at some points you can go or how long you can go and then the speed limit. And sometimes you put in the destination and then the map will give you, calculate the hours you will spend. But maybe from New York to Alaska, there was no way you could just have your road going together. Sometimes you have to go in stages. But when I crossed into Canada and from British Columbia, Vancouver going towards Alaska, at some point I never thought that the distance is that far. I mean, these are places that you maintain certain speed, not, I mean, it's low speed, but you maintain certain speed, but you'll be traveling for longer hours. And it was something else, completely something else. So those places, if your car breaks down, let me turn the camera so that you have a feel. If your car breaks, difficult to get yourself sorted. So it was way something else. So in Morocco, they speak French and Arabic. But when it comes to Arabic, the kind of Arabic they speak, it's quite, the sound, the tonation is quite different from the other Arabic that I've heard. So sometimes I do ask them, but they said it's a bit modified Arabic. Okay. But English is really challenging. I think so. Most of the younger kids are able to speak English. I think that they started introducing English in most of their schools. So there'll be more to, get from my tour when I enter Europe. I'm going to do a lot of visiting places. I'm going to visit a lot of places in Europe. This sign means stop. By the shape of the sign means stop. Even though it is written in Arabic, it's not written in English. But if you're a driver, so on my platform I asked audience the meaning of the sign. Some people were able to come out with it to say that it actually means stop, which is correct. It means stop. Driving junctions and curves, you have to pay extra attention, because that's where you can have issues with. That's where accidents mostly happen. Junctions and curves. Traditional, something is happening here. So beautiful. So this is Tangier Morocco, Africa's most expensive city. So I spoke to one local man, and he told me that there are some things, there are some items, or there are some goods that are expensive in Tangier than even in Europe. I said, oh, that's serious. But yeah, because he said that a lot of Europeans and a lot of tourists do come here, because of that. It makes certain items become so expensive. Going to the city center for everyone to have the view of the city center as well. So there's an auto manufacturing company in Tangier called Dacia. So the car is ahead of me. You can see that. So Dacia is actually manufactured in Morocco. And the Moroccans are saying that it's the cheapest car in Morocco. And the engine consumes so much, less fuel. So Dacia, as you can see ahead of me, is actually made in Morocco, and it's the most common, car on the streets. It's so common, and like I said, people are saying that it's the cheapest, consumes very, very, very less, and they love it. So Dacia is everywhere in Morocco. So in Ghana, we also have an auto manufacturing company called Kantanka, and especially, doing this store, some people do ask me, why don't I use Kantanka car or vehicle? But the fact is that sometimes you have to use what you have to tackle what's of you. So if I had a Kantanka car before the tour, I could have used it. But the fact is, all drive to use a car made in Ghana around the planet. That would have been a very nice thing to communicate to everybody. Now, unfortunately, I don't have Kantanka car, and a Kantanka is beautiful automobiles in Ghana, and maybe one day, if I get a Kantanka vehicle or car, I would definitely drive it around the planet one day. But for now, this is what I have. And this is what I'm using. So I'm approaching the city center in Tangier. So one good thing that I mentioned earlier, and I'll say it again, is that I'm going around the planet. I've had a lot of checking into so many hotels and bookings and stuff like that. But in Morocco, if you even book for a hotel, you don't ask for security deposit. If you check into a hotel, you don't ask for security deposit. And it shows that most people don't damage things inside the hotel room, maybe as compared to other parts of the planet, when someone will check into a hotel and by the time realize damage something, and then they'll just walk out. But in Morocco, I think that people don't do that. Security deposit, and the prices are not bad. So I'm trying to see where. Let me turn the camera again so you can enjoy the road. So I did my B1 service not long ago. And the B1 service requires a lot of things to be changed. And so, because if you want to go around the world alone, you have to make sure that the means at which you are going around the world is well taken care of. Because if you don't do that, then you'll be getting issues with your car, and then sometimes the cost will be much more than if you had really, let's say, taking care of the repairs and the servicing and stuff like that. So these are preventive maintenance. You don't have to wait. So sometimes the Mercedes always gives 10,000 miles. That's about 16,000 kilometers. But don't forget that if you are in traffic, the engine runs. You don't get the mileage going up. So sometimes if I do a lot of city driving, because I have to assume that I don't have to drive this car until I hit 10,000 miles, because the engine had, the crankshaft had, make a lot of spinning without it, reflecting on the, let me go this way, on the recording of the odometer. So I have to just make sure that it's a zebra crossing. I have to stop for them to cross. One thing I realized is that in some cases in Morocco, most drivers, they don't really stop so much for people to cross, and sometimes you would also realize that the people, they can cross the road at any part, which you, the driver, you have to be extra careful. But they don't really speed, so it's always okay. They don't really speed. But there are some countries that when you see a pedestrian putting his or her foot on the zebra crossing, you have to stop. You, the car, you have to stop. For that means the person has a right to move. But some countries too, sometimes when people start on the zebra crossing, they don't really pull for them to continue walking quickly. Food. If you come to Morocco, there's no way you wouldn't want to try that food. It's called tagine. Tagine it's super nice. See, this car didn't stop. It just, meanwhile, there's somebody on the pedestrian, and we had stopped by the car. The BM just drove away. This is what I was just talking about that sometimes when someone is on the zebra crossing. So the tagine is it's when I tried it, I loved it. It was so nice. But before you eat tagine, please consult the locals for them to let you know where to get the best. Because some of them, you know, the cooking determines how the taste of the food. Whoever did the cooking. So that's tagine. So that's it. So you can see that this taxi, there's a logo at the back called, the Dacia, the logo. So Dacia is super cool for the Moroccans. They love it. So I think they bring most of the parts and then they do assembling here. But assembling is manufacturing. So wherever the product is assembled is where it is made from. So it's completely made in Morocco. I'll go this way. Area, downtown Tangier Morocco. Basically calm city. So here I don't see like people, most people are dressed with. Okay, so this gentleman wants to sell something. Let me check. Oh, you're selling it? You're selling it?
Huh?
Oh, I don't need it. Yeah, I don't need it.
Ghana?
Yes, Ghana. You know Ghana?
Welcome.
How did you know Ghana? You saw the color, right?
Ghana.
Nice.
Welcome.
Thank you. Shukran. Yeah. So shukran in Arabic is like thank you. I believe I'm saying it the right way. Thank you, yeah. Their railways, the trains, like this, those, they work very well. They have very beautiful train station that connects here and it's so effective, super effective. So you are seeing the entire city of Tangier. driving. The drivers don't cross anyhow. It is one good thing. They don't cross anyhow at all. So on the comment section, some people do ask whether I transport or I take people into Spain, and most definitely I don't. First of all, that's human trafficking. I don't do that. And secondly, if you have a visa and you want to travel to Spain or Europe, of course you can go by air. I mean, you can also go, if you are in Morocco and you want to go to Spain, you have a visa. You can also go by ferry. You can just buy a ticket and go by ferry. But I don't do that. I'm a solo. So you can see my car. There's no in this car. I drive alone, and that is part of my strategy. Is to drive alone around the planet. It's a solo adventure. So I don't take anybody in my car, and I don't do that, transport people. So if you want to travel, yes, of course, there are means at which you can travel. Go by road, go by air. Of the car washing business they do here, they do it at basement, at building. I mean, and the question is, why do they wash cars at underground? I believe that one day I'll get someone who speaks English and very well English and ask, why do they wash the cars underground? Because all the car washing companies, they wash their cars, most of them wash their cars underground, except the filling stations, underground washing. But the individuals who own like the washing and all those things, they do it underground. And because I have these spare tires and the gallons on top of my vehicle, it makes it difficult for me to fit the underground. And becomes a challenge for me. So I have to struggle before I get someone to a place to actually wash the car, because sometimes the car becomes so dirty, especially when it rains and then you drive around those areas. You realize that you have to wash the car. So there's a section of Tangier that I'm trying to get to. But basically, it's a very calm city. I'm seeing a little bit of traffic here. Let me turn the camera for you to enjoy the road. is I don't really see super heavy traffic. No. Casablanca has a bit of traffic, but yeah, hardly see like super heavy traffic. It's quite chaotic here. Very nice. So if you want to consider a place for a holiday, this city is not bad. This city is not bad at all. Yes. There's a lot of adventures.
Magnifique.
Yes.
Senegal.
I'm from Ghana.
Ghana.
Yes.
Ghana.
Yes.
Accra, yeah.
Accra, yes.
Magnifique. Profit.
Thank you. Yes, it's good at turning the camera. So these are like normal on the road. Sometimes you see a lot of people. When they see the colors and the number plates, you try to understand where are you coming from. Where is this car coming from? So I can drive around the world, it's fine, but the car has Ghana identity or Ghanaian identity. This car, I may get permits in so many countries. One of the countries that it will be difficult for me to drive, and I'm trying my possible best to actually overcome the challenges, is China. Now, China has different rules when it comes to foreigners trying to, drive in their own car touring, China. First of all, the Chinese authority is saying that before I can drive my car in China, I need to have a residence permit. I need to have a local residence. That's number one. Number one is to have a residence, local driver's license. And number two is to, before you can get, so it's a pedestrian, so I have to stop for them to cross. Before I can get local driver's license, I need to have a residence permit before you can get the local driver's license. If not, there's no way you can drive in China. And I really want to drive in China because China is the only country that has the highest number of road networks in the world. They have so many road networks. And I speak Chinese, so driving in China would be very, very cool for me. So I would challenge and possibly get it through. So the car, like I said, the car has Ghanaian identity. It bears like a Ghana registration. So if I take this car to anywhere on the planet, I can only be given specific days, specific months, specific time, duration to use this car. At that destination, whatever destination that the car may be, but the car cannot remain there. So let's say I can come to Morocco. The Moroccans will give me, oh, you have this specific period of time you can drive your car, but I can't. This car can't be in Morocco forever. The same way, if I go to Europe, they also give you specific, time duration. You can actually. So this car I'm following also coming from Europe. You can see that. F means France. So he came from France and also driving around Tangier. They are super common around this area. So it's always like that the car has to return back to Ghana at a certain given time. When I decided that I'm not driving again, the car cannot remain in any part of the planet apart from Ghana. That is why I feel proud that I'm a Ghanaian, my car has a Ghanaian identity, and I'm driving it around the planet. So it's the identity of the vehicle, the number plate that counts. Yes. So I feel proud that, and I'm also holding a Ghanaian passport. And I love it. I'm proud to be a Ghanaian, actually. I love it. Because Ghana is a very peaceful country. Even though we don't have money, but we believe that one day we will get there. It's a very peaceful country. So if you haven't visited Ghana, come to visit Ghana. You'll love it. So this place has hotels and a bit of more like hotels here. And this road goes straight to the port where if you have to cross to Spain, you have to come from Spain. The main seaport, the road goes straight there. This also does it. So at this moment, I'll soon end the live video. Do it again. Watching, and thank you for watching, and I hope another live video again. Thank you. I'll soon, not now, but I'll soon end it. So I want to show the rest of the marina stretch, which is quite interesting. Then I'll bring the live video to an end. Because here they have like interesting hotels around this stretch. And then the part 2 is very So the Dacia, the car I'm following also is Dacia, which is made in Morocco. It's actually made in Tangier, this very city. The factory is here, and they do everything here. They bring all the parts and components and assemble them here in Morocco. And the Moroccans, they are proud of the brand Dacia. He said it's cheaper, and the fuel consumption too is very, very, very low. It serves like a good purpose. The beginning of sharing live content to audience, and I want to thank everyone that make it possible to view, to actually appreciate your time you spend in watching the live content. So I want to say thank you so much, and I hope that next time I'll share live feed again.